Having beer for breakfast here in the Pike studio. And we got the folks from Murder Hill Brewery here in Whitensville, and it is Ben and Adrienne, who are not, you guys are not strangers to the business. Ben Roesch, you're the guy who started Wormtown Brewery.
That's right. A long 15-plus years ago.
Has it been 15 years?
Yeah, we were both a lot younger the first time we met over at the Peppercorns parking lot.
Yeah. I was working at another radio station, and I was doing a video, and I was like, finally, Worcester has a brewery. And you had, 2 vats in there?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
It was small, yeah.
It was just it was just you.
It was just me. Yeah. I stopped brewing for an hour or cleaning or whatever it was, talked to you and Razmig, and
Razmig,
we did a little segment,
Yeah, and I'm sure that's somewhere on YouTube or somewhere like that. You can check it out. But now, so you departed Wormtown, when was that, like a year ago?
Last summer, yeah. Adrienne and I decided it was time to get back to those peppercorn-esque days where it was, just me and making beer and back to the roots.
Yeah, and so it's Murder Hill in Whitensville, and what was this something that you were like? Was it something? I don't want to badmouth anybody here, but were you kind of like, I don't want to say bored, but you were trying to do something? Were you looking to just do something different? Did you just want to like get back into just like being super creative with the beer? Or you had your own vision here?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been, close to recipe development, but I wasn't necessarily on the brew deck. Being close to my suppliers is really important to me. We use all local ingredients at Murder Hill, and it was something I was able to start at my last brewery. But going out for a field day, a couple of weeks ago, we went out to Northfield to 4-Star Farms to check out the hops that were on the vines, and I hadn't been able to do that for a couple of years, just been busy with other stuff, other responsibilities. So it's great to be able to, set my own calendar and check stuff like that out. Valley Malt out in Holyoke. I'll be going out there tomorrow to deliver some of these beers that we're going to try today. And we went out in June to upstate New York and got to check out all sorts of different farms. And they're growing the barley, the wheat, the rye. I mean, that's where my passion is, making beer, the ingredients, people, me and Adrienne are just on the other side of the bar serving the beer to the customers. Her sister helps out every once in a while. That's the whole team. So 2/3 of it's right here in studio. Right. So if something happens, Murder Hill's gone.
Right. Yeah. Don't get sick.
Yeah.
And I was looking at your beer list. The first 2 are Gozes, which is a salt beer, a salt brewed beer. One of my favorite styles. And I like it because it's just to let people know it's not like drinking salt water. It's just there's a little in there where, to me, it opens up my taste buds, and you get a real great flavor experience.
Yeah.
So are those your signatures?
No, I think those are just the first on the list. We're always rotating. Again, another thing that is fun as a small brewery is you can change stuff up all the time. We always have IPAs on, but they're always different. So one of the beers I brought, New England IPA, we just call it Generation 1, Generation 2, Generation 3. Like we're a phone company. We're just like rolling out the next release. And it's the same malt base from Valley Malt, the same hopping schedule, but I change out the hop variety. So the customer can experience what exactly is different. Okay. And I'm using hops that, most people probably haven't heard of. This most recent batch has Alani in it. Simcoe, which is an old school or newer old school variety of American hops, and then Zamba, which is a blend. But once you experience it, you'll go, okay, all right, I'm getting notes of sweet tangerine or, dank cannabis. Like that stuff can come out of these hops. And then once you experience it, you'll say, okay, next time I hear that name of the hop, I'll know if I'm into it or not.
Nice. Well, let's sample that. Can we sample that right
now?
now?
Oh, yeah. Let's crack these open.
You brought these beers, and now I'm salivating like a dog. So this is the one you were just talking about.
This is the New England IPA, Generation 3.
Okay. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you described, and it's not as piney,
right?
As a lot of IPAs. Sometimes they get so piney or rindy that it gets right in your face, and you're just like,
This one's a lot of the sweet citrus.
Yeah, and it's real smooth, real mellow.
Yeah,
nice.
That's what we're shooting for on the New England IPAs. Total drinkability, big flavors. There's 5 or 6 pounds per barrel of hops in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you brought a couple of beers that are going to be featured out at the Big E this weekend.
Yep. So Valley Malt, I mentioned them earlier. The first modern malt house east of the Mississippi is local to us, which is we're super lucky like that. They're based in Holyoke now, right on the Connecticut River, hydro-powered, and they've got the beer booth behind the Massachusetts building, which, in my estimation, is the best building at the Big E. No offense to the other states, but...
No, total offense to the other states.
Yeah.
We're the best.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
exactly.
That's a fact.
I mean,
sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
If you're out there on the Avenue of States and you're looking at the buildings, the other ones, are small, and
Right.
Massachusetts is huge.
Right. And we've got the beers.
Exactly. In fact, all the buildings have beer. You should check them all out.
Right.
But the Mass building is going to feature beers that feature local malts in them. It's an agricultural fair, right? So that's
Right,
what you
yeah.
want.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they got the local malts in there, and Valley Malt is, keenly aware of the customer wanting something interesting. So they asked us if we could put some spins on some traditional beer and kind of put it into that fair mindset. So
Right.
we have a very traditional German-style Kolsch, which is a cold-fermented German blonde ale, and I added some cotton candy flavoring on the end. I couldn't just stuff cotton candy into the beer.
Did you throw cotton candy right in there?
No, not
this is a
one.
flavoring.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. The next one, we did a pumpkin pastry stout. That one I could add pumpkin puree, cocoa nibs, vanilla, spices, lactose.
Oh.
That's all in there. So those are
Nice.
the 2 beers that we brewed specifically for.
Let's sample some of those.
Here's
Yeah.
the cotton candy.
Okay,
We'll start with that one. A little bit
cotton
lighter.
candy.
Yep. Drinks like a traditional beer, and then you get the cotton candy in the
So
aftertaste.
This is the Kolsch.
This is the Kolsch. Yep.
Kolsch, cotton candy flavor. Oh, my. Like right
Yeah.
at the finish. It's like
Yeah.
cotton candy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Regular beer up front, sugary-esque,
at the end.
finish.
You get that kind of sweetness.
Reminds you of that residual in the bag after you're done eating the cotton candy all over your fingers. It's already, gotten the moisture in there. Yeah.
This would be great with one of the crazy burgers. Maybe the one with the bacon and the onion rings.
Yeah.
Or
The
maybe,
full experience.
Maybe something with the deep fried deviled eggs. It's kind of cool that you're doing this. It kind of goes along with that Big E theme of like insane food. We talked to Nick O'Malley from Mass Live, got a little preview of what he's excited.
I love
so
those
this
previews.
Goes along the same theme here. Yeah, this is great.
I pull that up on my phone, after we park at the Big E, after you've gotten through the traffic, and I'm like, all right, what do we have to hit this year? What did Mass Live say is the thing?
Right, yeah.
And then, you walk in circles for 4 hours until you find it.
Right. And then I usually eat a lot of it and then lay down in a grassy area and just sweat for a little while until security tells me you're scaring the kids. All right, so let's try the pumpkin one.
All right.
This is the year, we're inundated with the time of year we're inundated with pumpkin beers.
Oh, yeah. This is a total basic dude drink right here.
Okay. Basic dude?
Yeah.
You should call it that. Basic dude. I should be wearing a vest.
Yeah, maybe a little buffalo flannel.
Yeah. Right, or a North Face, some kind of North Face fleece or something. Yeah. Oh, that smells nice.
Yeah, big spice aroma, big body.
Oh, yeah. And again, not like in your face. Mm-hmm. The spice part's not in your face. This is like really well balanced. Yeah. I'm not averse to a pumpkin beer. I just don't like drinking one in August. That's, I don't want to, but this is not, so this is, it's a, what style is this?
So it's a pastry stout, which is, an imperial pastry stout even because it's up at 8% alcohol. But the pastry stout has lactose in it. So lactose is unfermentable by beer yeast. So that's the type of sugar that sticks around. So usually these are bigger beers. So milk stouts traditionally are like the base for a pastry stout. And then you're adding either, actual confections or the ingredients like spices or cocoa nibs or vanilla beans that kind of turn it into a pastry.
And are these also going to be available in your tap room in Whitensville?
So we are going to be serving the pumpkin pastry stout. That's going to be our fall seasonal beer. And we may do up 1 or 2 kegs, small kegs of the cotton candy. But that's really going to be a Big E exclusive.
Okay. And then basically what you were saying earlier, everything on your menu, your beer menu, it's constantly rotating.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't make really huge batches of anything.
No, we've got a small system. I mean, hearkening back to the 90s and the 2000s, most of your listeners probably weren't born back then, but, they're called microbreweries because we were making small batches.
Yeah.
Now they're called craft breweries because a lot of them have grown up and, aren't that small anymore. But we are a small brewery. Our batches are between 150 and 200 gallons.
Right.
Your regular half barrel keg that you'd bring to the party is 15.5 gallons. So we're only making like 10 or 15 of those kegs per batch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, the name Murder Hill Brewery. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that come from?
So, a year ago when we decided we were going to open up a brewery, we needed to figure out a name. And naming stuff is really hard, especially because the proliferation of, breweries.
There's so many.
All the names
which
taken,
is great.
Right? Another reason we're naming the IPAs after numbers, right? Third
yeah.
gen, right? It's just so much easier than coming up with a new name. But a couple of years earlier, me and my daughter had started tapping the maple trees at our house, boiling down the sap. We'd end up with 1 gallon of maple syrup. And, I'm a beer guy. I bottle stuff. I label it. It was crushing me. They were handing out unlabeled bottles of maple syrup. And, I'm looking at my daughter. I'm like, we got to come up with a name for this. And she's like, I don't know. Geez, a lot of pressure. So I said, well, we're going to name it after what's around here. And there are...
Murder. Whitensville, murder capital.
I mean, we're boiling down tree blood into syrup, right?
Yeah, so you're sucking the blood out of trees.
That's exactly. We're vampiring this stuff. And there's tons of crows up in the pine trees over the few maple trees we have. And I'm like, oh, yeah, murder crows.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we're on a hill. So I just named the woods in the maple syrup Murder Hill. And... I'm sitting around the campfire drinking beers, and I'm on GoDaddy, and I'm like, murderhill.com is available for $20. At this point, I'm probably like a thumbprint away from owning it, and I bought it, like 3 or 4 years ago for maple syruping. So,
and then now it's
Well, I can't come. Awesome. I can't come up with too many great names, so I just had to.
That's a great name.
Yeah, transfer that over. Yeah.
I love that.
And we got a local designer to do the logo, Nate Duvall, out of East Longmeadow.
Okay.
He does a lot of concert posters for bands and stuff. So we said, hey, can you turn this into something? So he did a great job with the logo. And there's a crow on there. So once people see that, 50% of the people put it together.
I don't want to be too morbid. I was hoping there was an actual murder that happened there. No. And you were kind of just... Okay, that's cool. Murder of Crows is cool too.
Yeah, we got crows and killer beers. That's it.
Yeah, there you go. Killer beers.
That's
at
it.
Murder Hill. All right, and they're in Whitensville. What is the website you can go to check it out?
Murderhill.com. Thank you, GoDaddy. Appreciate you.
All right, there you go. So murderhill.com. You can check out the menu. You got food. Also, you got pizzas. You got pretzels.
You named it. Yeah, we use local suppliers. We're not chefs, so. We get German pretzels from Birch Tree Bread right down the street here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. We get pizza from Rail Trail out in Milford and Hudson.
Wow.
So they par bake them, freeze them up for us, and we reheat them. We get their New City ice cream. You can have a pint of that in the tap room.
Nice.
We're looking to work with Ed Hyder, see if we can make that work for some. Yeah.
Nice. I like how you're keeping it all local.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
We can make beer. We let the food people do the food stuff.
Right. Actually, the ice cream would go great with this pumpkin.
Adrienne, who's not saying anything but supporting me silently next to me, mentioned the other day. So we're going to serve the pumpkin pastry stout. She's going to do a rimmed glass, and she's going to offer it 3 ways.
Nice.
And one of them is going to be as a pumpkin float. So we're going to get some New City ice cream, and we're going to offer that in the tap room. So if you come down, and we're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
And then I brew and keg and run around like an idiot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
How early do you open?
Noon
This
time.
coming from a guy who's been at work since
I know
4:30 in the morning.
Right now is your noon, but we're open at regular people's noon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just having an issue with the breweries around here. We got Odd By over here, Odd By Worcester and Notch, and they don't open till noon either. And it's like, what about the guys? What about the night shift people? What about the guys who've been working
Remember
early
in the 80s
morning?
when Worcester bars were open 24/7?
Right,
They'd open up first thing.
Yeah, 8 o'clock, first call.
That's
right.
We're going to have to petition the ABCC.
There you go.
I think it's not the breweries, it's them.
Okay. All right. Well, Ben and Adrienne, thank you very much for coming in. It's Murder Hill Brewery in Whitensville, murderhillbrewery.com.
Just murderhill.com.
Just murderhill.com.
Yeah, murderhill.com.
Right. Murderhill.com. Go check it out right there. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for bringing the beers.
Cheers. Thanks,
and
Mike.
good luck with those two at the Big E this coming weekend. All right. Thanks, guys. How you doing? It's Mike Hsu.